right. We just left it here. Thanks for coming back. We're back to live streaming, and this is room number 2. And after a break, we're just continuing with our judging in this room. And we stopped it here. The technical issue happened to be with this very image. But this print is actually you already scored. All the judges scored, and the score by majority scored 79. And 79? Yeah. Okay, we keep it as a 79, and it goes to the next room to review. Thank you. And next print, please. Sorry, this one is. And one quick comment from Ian, please.
Look, I think the action's been captured beautifully, but maybe consider the cropping. I'd like to see a little bit more space around it to give me a sense of timing, perspective, and angle of where we're at. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ian. Next print, please. Okay. And just I would like to have one quick judge change as well. And Ian, Mark, would you like to join us, please? This print scores 78. May I please have a quick comment from Mark, please?
I think it's a fairly good standard professional practice for an architectural image. The inclusion of the two people against the type of structure it is, I think, is not quite gelling, and they're not really adding as much as they could to the image.
Thank you. And next print, please. This print scores 71. Can I please have a quick comment from Rob, please?
Beautiful light, good angle on the figure, but I just feel the two arms overlapping each other create a disjointed and sort of confusing sort of composition, those two arms overlapping.
Thank you. We're going to accept the score and go to the next print, please. This sprint scores 80, silver reward. Thank you. One quick comment from Jackie, please.
I think very well handled, beautifully printed, and it's sitting where it should with the silver.
Thank you. Before we go to next sprint, can I have a judge change, please? Craig, thank you for being with us, and thanks for your all that comments. Anytime. And don't go too far. Lisa, may I please have you back to the panel, please? Next sprint, please. This sprint scores 84, silver award. Going to go next room for review, but I would like to have one quick comment from Lisa, please.
Love the dynamic nature of the image. It's just a little bit heavy in the blacks, and also the that vignette, which I think is part of the building. But if that was just a little bit lighter, just so it's a bit more complementary to the print.
Thanks for your input. And I'm going to accept the score and next sprint, please. This sprint score 82, silver award. Thank you. And Greg, can I have one quick comment, please?
If I was a dock crane manufacturer, I'd be very happy with this shot.
Thank you. Thank you. Next sprint, please. And this sprint scores 78. We got a challenge. Greg Hawkins going to challenge with 83. Greg, you're in 83. The other judges in the 70s range. You have a bit of convincing to do. Please talk to the print.
Yes, indeed. Look, I'm enjoying this image. As a architectural detail, I think it works. If I was either remembering we're in the commercial category, a lot of these things are arguably either shot for a client or to attract clients. I think it demonstrates the photographer's ability to get into what is relatively a tight space, make it work in a nice composition. It has lovely design. The print quality is good. Possibly a little bit of vignetting happening there, which is a touch too much, but at the same time, it works for me in the nature of the spiral staircase. It kind of draws you in down into that whirlpool of the spiral staircase. I think the print has also been handled quite well in its dynamic range. Those lights that run up and down there are something which needs some control and forethought. So overall, it's quite a simplistic image, but at the same time, I think it really does demonstrate that piece of architecture very well.
Rob, you're in the other end.
A little bit of disagreement with Greg. I would crop this square or possibly vertical. Just cropping the sides out just brings your eye into that line of lights down the centre of the composition. And it's too dark on the corners, too vignetted far too heavily. But it's sharp, it's got potential, but just the cropping and slightly different printing would certainly boost it.
Jackie, you're on average.
I always think of Fibonacci when I look at spiral staircases, and lacking in a sort of human element, I would say.
Greg, you have right to reply.
Yeah, look, I still think that this is worthy of a silver, albeit maybe a low silver. I think that the photographer has handled what is relatively difficult subject well, and has brought a kind of a sense of place to this piece of architecture. It's domestic, or maybe in a hotel or something like that, but it's not in a grand scenario. So overall, as a commercial piece of work, I think it works.
Thank you. Your score 83 remain as it is, and rest of the judges, please re-enter your score. And I would like to make a comment about this is a print award because of what you see on the monitor in there and what we judges see here is two different images. Because I can see that that's one light and this is a bit darker. Because of we never forget that this is a print award. This print scores 80 silver award. Good judging. Thank you, judges. Good team effort. Next print, please. This print scores 76. Can I have a quick comment from Lisa, please?
Yeah. I actually really love this idea. It's very clever, and it has so much potential. And I'm going to talk just a little bit longer than I'm should. The clouds are very distracting, and if it was just one plain blue sky, but the idea behind it, the cleverness of it, and the thought process is very, very good. So I encourage the author to keep going with this idea.
I'm sure the photographer will appreciate your comments. Just like before we go to next print, can I have one quick judge change, please? Greg, thanks for being with us. And Ian, do you mind if I have you back with the panel, please? And now we can go to next print, please. This print scores 81, silver award. And yeah, we get a challenge. Definitely you can challenge your 5 points above the average score. And you are actually 86 in silver distinction range, and 2 judges in silver range, and the other 2 in the 70s. And talk to the print, please.
This is a superb composition. It integrates reflections beautifully. You've got a sense of perspective and depth looking up the mezzanine, the multiple balconies of the building. It's got a lot of layers. It's good tonal control, and I encourage you to give it a silver award.
Okay, it's like, can I please have a, I'd like to hear from you, Lisa. You're in the 77.
I agree with everything that Rob said. I just feel it's letting me down a little bit, like there's not enough emotional content and value. And I'm not sort of in awe of it enough for me. I gave it a 77, like I'm happy to come up, but I don't think it goes into the silver distinction. And also, it feels like the image wants to be more ethereal, a little bit more sort of high key, and then bringing out those yellow sort of warm tones on either side. It's not truly symmetrical, but yeah, I just feel like it needs a little bit more sort of resolve in the printing.
Thank you. Mark, you are you're an 83.
I'm in the middle.
You're
I know it's an image that actually is growing on me a little bit more, and for all the reasons that Rob mentioned, the reflection, and I think the fact that reflection is carried, that curve is carried through, and also we get more information and reflection from the wall, the roof, and looking up, that it actually is gaining more dimension. And I must admit, I was a bit curious as to whether it was symmetrical, and it's sort of whether one-sided out, but I'm sort of counting things and measuring it in my eye, and there is symmetry, but there's so many geometric shapes, designs, and patterns in there that it keeps you looking at it. And I think for that reason, I think it deserves more, because of what the photographer has seen and created, something that requires a lot of looking at and looking into.
Rob, you have a right to reply.
agree with Mark. It works on multiple levels, literally and metaphorically, and that reflection is a little bit ambiguous because you've got it forms a perfect arc, and it's got so many textures and leading lines throughout.
Thank you. And your score 86 remain as it is. The rest of the judges, please re-enter your new scores. Now this scores by majority scores 85. Silver distinction. Good team effort, judges. Thank you. And before we go to next sprint, I would like to have a quick judge change, please. Jackie, thanks for being with us. Craig, do you mind joining us, please? Thank you. Next sprint, please. This sprint scores 78. Excuse me, judges. This sprint scores 78. And we're going to accept the score, but I would like to have one quick comment from Craig, please.
Color palette's disturbing, and I think a tighter crop.
Okay, I'd like to accept this, and next sprint, please. This sprint scores 82 silver award. But before we go further, we got a challenge from Lisa on the silver distinction range.
Thank you. I was so close to going to 90. But anyway, I'll talk about why I wanted to go into a silver distinction. It's quite graphical. It's obviously a face. But the way it's been lit, it's very masculine and it's quite structural, and I see it quite architectural. the lips and the eyelashes are just so magnificent in that sort of ray of light. It's just so commercial, and it reminds me of a wine glass, and it reminds me of a building, and it reminds me of all these sorts of things that I think is very creative and very, very, very good. I would really like everyone to really think about putting it into a silver distinction. I think it deserves a silver distinction, and it's invoking something in me, so I think we should maybe go there.
Rob, you're in the other end of the scale.
I thought it could be a gold, apart from one or two little things that caught my eye. Just not enough shadow detail in that top of the face. I do love the composition, the shaft of light coming from the top left, the rim lighting. It's beautiful. It looks like a mannequin to me. I don't think it's a real face because of the texture of the skin. But that doesn't matter. I think it's got a lot of great things, but it just needs a bit more shadow detail. I just don't like the little highlights on the top of the head either.
Ian, you're 84.
Yeah, look, in hindsight, I think I was a bit light on. I actually agree with everything Lisa was saying. My initial thought was, okay, I'll take a few points off. I thought, if it's about makeup or whatever. But now I sit back here and I look and I think it's actually fantastic that it's in black and white. It's so beautifully crafted. To me, it is about the makeup. It's about the face. And to do it in black and white where the colour's not influencing our decision, I think is just a stroke of genius, and I'm going to come up.
Lisa, you have a right to reply.
I mean, with all due respect, Robert, I think I think you've taken too many points off it. I think the negative space of the black actually helps with the dynamic of the sort of the on and off, or the push and the pull, or we're so drawn into the lips, into the eye, but then we've got all this black space that releases us and allows us to breathe a little. Then we're pushed back into the image, and just those lines down her neck and on her shoulders, it's very, very meticulously put together. So I can't rescore, can I? No.
No, you're going to stay as you are.
So I want everyone to try and consider giving it a 90, because I think that's kind of where we feel, or at least a very good silver distinction. Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Is your score stay as it is, and rest of the judges rescored, and this print went up to 86. Silver with distinction. Good teamwork, judges. And I would like to have one quick judge change, please. Thanks for Rob being with us for some times. And Greg, can you please join us again, please? And the next print, please. This print scores 81, silver award. And Greg, one quick comment. You're on the sprung on average. You're just on the average.
Yes. Beautiful colour, beautiful tension between architectural facets, but just a little bit more care needs to happen in matting.
Thanks for your great input. Next print, please. This print scores 79 by majority. It's going to go to next room for review as well. But I would like to have one quick comment from Ian.
I've given this a 78. I think it is, it's professionally competent. I just find there's a little bit much going on for me. To me, it's a bit busy. I'd like to see more of a point of focus.
Thank you very much. And the next print, please. This print scores 81. Silver award. Okay, we accept that one. And one quick comment from Mark, please.
I think it's a beautiful, well-seen design image, and the blue tones shifting from the light to the dark, and also that sort of putting you on edge, that diagonal vertical going out to the right-hand corner sort of helps the flow of the image. If anything, I probably would have kind of liked maybe a person blurred going down to add to it, to build it, to make it better.
Yeah, all the judges are agreeing with you, and all the heads are actually like going up and down. Thank you. And I would like to have one quick judge change, please. Mark, thanks for being with us for some time. Rob, do you mind having you in the panel again, please? And the next print, please. This print scores 79 by majority. But it's going to go next room for review. But I'd like to have one quick comment from Lisa. Can I have a quick comment from you?
It's a great dynamic image. However, the background is overpowering the foreground.
Thank you very much. And next print, please. This print score 78. May I have a one quick comment from Rob?
I think I just cropped the sky off at the top. I don't know, maybe a different angle or something a little bit more dynamic, getting in closer, making the building more heroic, give it a bit more dramatic impact.
Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 81, silver award. And the Greg, one quick comment from you, please.
I really feel that this print could actually be cropped slightly different. I think the reflection, the equal reflection in the water is almost unneeded, not needed here. And a slightly different crop could actually make this a stronger image.
Thank you very much. And before we go further, I'd like to have I accept the score, but before we go further, and I'd like to have a judge change, please. Thanks for being with us, Ian. And Jackie, may I please have you back to the panel, please? Next print, please. This print scores 84, silver award. No, you can't. You can't challenge. And one quick comment from Jackie, please.
Beautiful print, too many elements in this image. Could be cropped.
Couldn't be cropped. Thank you. And but it's going to go next room for review as well, 84. Next print, please. Just 1 second. Excuse me, Judge. Just 1 second. I think we have this print before. But no. Oh, okay, you did. Okay, please. Okay, please. Okay. this print scores 80, silver award. And Jackie, one quick comment from you for this, please.
I'm really enjoying the symmetry in this picture, and it's beautifully printed, and it's well deserving of a silver.
Thank you. May I please have a blank screen, please? And this concludes our first half of the commercial category. And just like what I'd like you to do, and we're going to go to the next stage right now. And a couple of minutes breaks, and after that one we're going to continue with the second phase of the commercial category. And meanwhile, if you need your water bottles filled, please, I mean, we have a water lady here. Hello, water lady. It's all right, I have to find out this one. But the still, but the I just have finished on one. Please, I mean, I think we've done all these ones before. What's happening now? Because but is that is end of the what's happening in the commission section?
Commission section is next.
Next, yeah. And because we only have one room for yeah, that's what I thought. But this is actually we come back to this because we already done this. James Harvey. But we have already James Harvey here. You know, like because of 1, 2. Okay, next thing. We're waiting for it's going to be reviews for this section, then we're going to move to the next one. I know you want. I noticed. You don't need to tell me.
I know you do too.
Give you this one, Steve. No, it's actually. going to review what we've done because of usually it goes to the other room, and but we only have one room for this, and therefore is actually we have to look again. But please, these are very important moments for the photographers because of one point, you know, like go up in another level. We consider because of take your time, like instead of 2 seconds to 5 seconds. I'll give you like extra 3 seconds because of we don't need to do it very fast, and because just like let them just like we deserve the old prints we deserve to review it again, I guess. Okay. And good luck, but and also. And green is for yes. Red for no. If anyone can you read? I just learned English yesterday. It's on. Yeah, on is good. No is good. No is not good. That's undecided. That undecided. Yeah, undecided way. Yeah. But it's I'm going to give the same judges now. When after this finish, we will reconsider that actually what we're going to do, the judging panel and all this. Thank you very much, nice judges, especially Mr. Ian. Okay, we are in the almost come to the end of the first phase. We just judge speculative and self-commissioned subdivision of the subcategory in the commercial category. But now what we're doing for this is for a benefit for the audience who's listening live. Some of the photographs, and they didn't make the mark in the range. They come in the high end of the lower end. But we're going to judge anything between 79, 84, 89 to go to the next level. We're going to move them up in the merit system. But for that one, we have 5 judges again. The 5 judges going to decide that actually if the print needs to go one level up, and that they're holding a card with the 2 sides. One side is green, the other side is red. Yes and no, and majority wins in this one. No further comments, no further argument, but we're going to decide that actually this print's going to stay in where it is or going up. Okay? In this instant, let's start. Next print, please. I will. This print currently stays on 84. Silver award, seeking for silver with distinction. And anonymous, yes, goes to silver distinction. Okay. And can I please have the next print, please? Ian, please. This print's currently at 84 and seeking for silver with distinction. This print by majority is got silver distinction. Next print, please. This print currently stays in 79 and seeking for a silver award. And stay in 79. Thank you, judges. May I please have the next print, please? This print currently at 84 in the silver award, but we are seeking for silver with distinction. And it got it anonymously, and all yes, yep, silver with distinction. Congratulations to Ora. Next print, please. This sprint currently stays in 79 and seeking for silver 80. And it's got it in the 80 with 80 in silver award. Thank you. Next sprint, please. Next sprint, please. This sprint currently at the silver award 84 and seeking for silver with distinction. And it's got it. Yes, silver with distinction. Thank you. Next sprint, please. This sprint currently 79, seeking for silver award. No, stays in the 79. Next sprint, please. This sprint currently at 79 and seeking for silver award. And stays in 79. And the next sprint, please. This sprint currently in 84, seeking for 85, silver with distinction. And receives the silver with distinction. Thank you, judges. Next sprint, please. And no more next sprint. Thank you. Thanks for your effort, judges. Thank you very much. And a couple of minutes' time, we're going to move to the next phase, next subcategory. Thank you. Yeah. It's, 1 second, before you sit down 1 second, but I have to sit in this, usually like all the conflict of interest before I put anyone. You know, like without them, I can't really decide.
Yeah.
You know, like if
I don't think, and I don't think that's
They want to know if you're in text. Would you bring in someone behind us in case it's like
Deb, hi Deb, you're going to take over from me.
Thank you, judges. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching, and thanks for people who's listening at home. And now we're moving the next phase of today's commercial category. This category is sponsored by our good friend PPIB. Stuart talked to you earlier is uses services, and also I would like to acknowledge that actually our platinum sponsors, Olympus, AON, and Panasonic, for being a great job this year as well. And let's start on the second phase. First print, please. And as I mentioned, that actually we are in the second phase, but this is the different than the first part. The major difference is this is all commission work and done with the briefs. This print scores 84 by majority. And it's going to go to next phase later on is going to for another next room, another next room, next phase. But before we go further, I'd like to have one quick comment from Lisa, please.
It's a beautiful image. It's got lots of lines and lots of dynamics within it. You know, the yellow line at the bottom leading to the loading docks words. I just feel it's just kind of missing something, just a little bit extra to give me a bit more impact. And yeah, but it's a beautiful commissioned image.
Thanks for your comment. I'm sure like a photographer will appreciate your comment and put it in for next year awards. Next print, please. This print scores 75. One quick comment from Jackie, please.
I think just watch the lighting, especially in the back there where it's really underexposed. My eye's going straight there instead of, and it's the composition as well.
Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 80, silver award. And one quick comment from Greg, please.
I think this actually could have gone up a little higher if maybe some, kind of selected flash pops in, multiple exposures, layering it, just to make the image more dynamic and to lead the eye around. It's just a little bit flat, still very good, but just a little bit flat in its lighting.
Thank you. Before we go to next print, Mark, thanks for being with us. And Ian, can I have you back in the judging panel, please? And the next print, please. Put behind me. Just put it there. This print scores 82, silver award. And Rob, can I have one quick comment?
I like the like that yellow line running through the labels on the bottom lockers. Colours, the tones are terrific. I would actually improve it by eliminating some of those reflections on the laminates. They're a little bit distracting. If you could tone those down, you'd certainly bring it up to silver distinction.
Thank you. We accept this score and go to the next print, please. Okay. This print scores 83. And now we have a challenge. Greg Hawkins is going to put this image in the silver with distinction range. And please talk to the print.
This is a beautiful, elegant treatment of a very simple element. It's highly stylised, I believe, in respect to the campaign that it would have been used in. The photographer has lit it beautifully. It's sympathetic to the high key nature of what we're looking at here. The balance of the plate within the frame, the product on the plate, the tonality that's used to subtly lift the plate from the background and the product from the plate. It's all just beautifully done. It is very simple. I think it's conceptual. It's probably part of a greater set, but we've brought this image as an example, and I just think it's very, very well done commercial still life photograph, and I think it does deserve just to go into that more special category of a silver with distinction, and that's how I feel about it.
Rob, you're in 81, and all the other judges are in silver range. All the judges scored in 80s, but you're in the lower of that 80s.
The things that Greg has said, I agree with. It's beautifully handled, styled, composed, nicely lit. I just like a little bit more contrast to make it a little bit more dramatic. There's not much more I can really say about it because it's a very simple, elegant image.
Yeah. Greg, you have a right to reply, and just because all the other judges, you're listening, and I think.
Look, I think if an art director came to you with this concept and said, we're going to shoot this high key with these elements, but we must make them communicate, then to have produced this quality with these elements relating to a commissioned work, I think it's definitely done very professionally. It works graphically, it's in balance. There's no mistaking what we're looking at. I think the photographers executed this beautifully, and I just think that we could go into that silver with distinction.
Thank you, judges. Greg, your score 88 stay as it is, and the rest of the judges, please re-enter your new scores. Not yet. Now this print scores 85, silver with distinction. Great teamwork, judges. Thank you. Next print, please. Jackie, can you please check your score? Can you try again, please? Thank you. It's just arrived. This print scores 83. Silver award. And Lisa, can I have one quick comment from you?
The dynamic shapes and the color palette is very good. I think it's a very good silver image.
Thank you. All right, the next print, please. This print scores 83, silver award. Lisa, can I have one more quick comment from you as well, please? Because of it's just in the 83 and you scored 83 as well.
It's a really lovely, well balanced commercial image, and just with the word West on the left, sort of gives you a little bit of sort of a token colour. It's got a beautiful colour palette. The only thing that I would suggest to improve it, to probably bring it up to silver distinction, is just see all the little highlights that you've got here and there. If you just clean those up and made it a little bit more, so they weren't so distracting, then I would, hopefully the image would go up in silver distinction.
Thank you. And next print, please. One second, that's why we're checking now. It's not. Yeah, to the left. Other left. That's better.
Actually, it looks better the other way.
Oh. yeah, that's the thing. It's like. This is how it's supposed to be. I don't know if I have. Okay, it's going to be. Okay, this print scores 88, silver with distinction. Although we have two judges in the gold range, and Jackie, you're in 92, and two judges in the 90 range, and two silver distinction range, and one in high silver.
Well,
and Jackie, talk to the print,
sorry.
please.
Well, this is exquisite, and I'm really enjoying the texture. It's such an unusual look at displaying food, and I'm really, really enjoying the whole concept of this image, and that splash of white mushroom just makes this image. It's absolutely beautiful. The food is real. I feel that it's not overworked. There's a little bit on the edge of the plate that maybe it's just what happens with that particular plate. It may be handmade or something. There's a little flaw on the edge, but it's absolutely exquisite. And we're all sitting on 88, so we're all very, 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 very close, and maybe not brave enough.
Ian, you're in the not Ian, so Rob, you're in the other end. You're in 83, and can you
agree with Jackie on many of those points? I just felt that the mushroom was just falling out of the frame on the left-hand side. It was just needed a bit more space on the left. But I do like the texture, the way it's printed, the texture of the paper. It fits in beautifully with the texture of the surface it's sitting on, and it's quite original. It's very subtle. Your eye is drawn to the hero item, the mushroom. The rest of it is all got lots of detail, but is very subtle.
Ian, you're in where the average is.
Yeah, look, I gave it an 87, and I think I've probably been a little bit too scared to go higher. I love this image. It's just elegant. It's beautifully lit. We've got all this wonderful texture in the blacks, and this beautiful texture through that mushroom. I actually think it hangs in the frame beautifully. I prefer it the way it's presented to us than the way it's come in. I find the whole image has a lot more flow this way. I think the placement is perfect. I'm with you guys. I'm coming up.
Lisa, you're in the other gold.
Yeah, I won't say what I said before I pressed 90, but the first thing I'm going to say is the bad thing, and I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say just so that the author knows to make it better, and that's just to make that knife handle just a little bit sharper. But the mushroom has so much tension, and it's not holding a lot of the frame, but it is like pushing and pulling and giving you every single thing that you require. And then you've got all this black, all this negative space that has so much delicate texture and tone and elegance through it. And that mushroom, Rob, that's the one that is saying, I'm the photo.
Jackie.
Look, this is a yin-yang shot, I think, and it's elegant, it's beautiful, it's absolutely wonderful image, and I think I see gold coming out there.
Yeah, let's see. And your score 92 remain as it is, and the rest of the judges, please re-enter your new scores. This print scores 92, gold award. And thank you, judges. You're very good team effort. All the judges in gold range now. Congratulations to the photographer. Next print, please. Okay, it's okay. Okay, should we waiting? This print scores 83, silver award. And Rob, one quick comment from you, please.
I think this could have got a few more points with a few minor corrections. The top right, the top left, and the bottom right, you've got these little triangles and squares that are very distracting. Take those out, you could certainly bring it up another 3 points and maybe just darken the bottom left-hand corner very slightly. But I love the framing.
Thank you. Thanks for your comment. And also thanks for being with us. And I would like to replace you with, not for that reason, don't get me wrong. Craig, can I let you join us, please? And because of all that comment, you need a bit rest now. Thank you so much. Next print, please. It's Greg, your one hasn't been registered. Thank you, judges. This print score 84, silver award. And a very even judging as well, an 82 to 85, all judges in the similar range. And but I'd like to have one quick comment from Craig, please.
Yeah, look, beautiful sense of tension of the subject in there. I think that I'm not too sold on the print from the quality, the metallic print.
Thank you. And the next print, please. Would be great. Maybe not. Maybe after lunch. Maybe. It's all right. Thank you so much because of it's already lunchtime. Isn't it? And this print scores 84, silver award. And Jackie, I would like to have a comment from you. One quick one, please.
Yes, beautiful composition. I find the print a little flat, but yes, a very different viewpoint of fish.
Yeah, it's a viewpoint of the fish, different views. Good. Thank you. Next one, please. Next print, please. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being with us here. We are in room number 2. We're judging commercial category, sponsored by our good friends PPIB, Professional Photographers Insurance Brokers. And also we appreciate our big, acknowledge very big support from our platinum sponsors, Olympus, ION, and Panasonic. Please support our sponsors, and without them we can't run these events. Thank you. And this print scores 85, silver with distinction. And I would like to get a quick comment from Ian, please, Ian Wonderworld.
I really love this print. I gave it an 87, silver distinction. I think for the subject matter that we have, he's done a wonderful job, and I really couldn't offer anything to improve it.
You say he? Yeah, I mean, you can't see him.
It.
Okay, he or she. Photographer. Thank you. Great comment, and we're going to accept the score and going to the next one, please. Next print, please. This print scores 83, silver award. Just like all the judges again in very similar marks, but I'd like the quick word from Greg, please. You're on 83, just bang on the average.
I'd just like to encourage the photographer to keep seeing the world in this light. Well done.
Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 85 by majority, silver distinction. And may I please have one quick comment from Craig, please?
It's very simple. It's very clean. It's a beautiful commercial shot. How to improve it? I think it sits exactly where it sits. So it's a well-crafted image.
Thank
Silver
you.
distinction.
And before we go further, I would like to have one quick judge change, please. Greg, thanks for being with us. Mark, would you like to join us again, please? Thank you. And the next print, please. Don't go too far. This print scores 80, silver award. Jackie, can I please have a quick comment from you, please?
Yeah, this is well seen image. There's a few flaws in the shiny metal that could be fixed, but well seen.
Oh, thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 85, silver with distinction. And Ian, may I have a quick comment from you, please?
Yeah, look, I really love the symmetry in this image. I love the colour palette. What stopped me from going up that little bit high was I just felt the image was a little flat. Other than that, I can't fault it.
Thank you. And before we go further, can I have one quick judge change? Thanks for being with us, Jackie. And Rob, if I have you back, please. Next print, please. And this print scores 77. But I'd like to have a quick comment from Mark, please.
I think actually probably one of the aspects of this, because obviously as it's going in and the lift and everything else, there's a decisive moment, which I think it is, but I think a lot of us would have liked to have seen more of the whole moment, the whole propellers and everything else, and just watching what's happening with those yellow lines and things like that. But also the darkened edges, I don't know if they are necessary to, if they were not there, it would have helped the image, I think, a little bit more.
Thanks for your input. We're going to accept the score and go to the next one, please. Next print, please. This print scores 81, silver award. And can I have one quick comment from Lisa, please?
Really love the idea of this, love the styling. Just watch your shadows, and also look, I don't know what it is, the gold thing in the corner on the top right. It's overpowering everything.
Thank you. Next print, please. This print scored 79, and it's going to be reviewed by us again later. But I'd like to have one quick comment from Ian, just very fast.
I think the framing's perfect. I think everything's working for it. For me, it's just the wrong time of the day. If you shot it a bit later, where the ambient light outside was a little subdued, and we could tone down all those reflections in the bench top. my eye just keeps going to that reflection in the cooktop.
Thanks for your feedback. Next print, please. This print scores 84 by majority. And silver award. But I would like to have one quick comment from Mark, please. You are just on the line.
The design and the construction of the image. Boom. Sorry. The gentleman walking through, and then the jerry can on the top right-hand corner left in the two colour elements and everything else. I was a bit in conflict about why the jerry can is actually tipped over, which is more just an OH&S thing. I'm just sick of I'm filling out way too many risk assessments lately.
Okay. Thank you. And before we go to next print, Lisa, thanks for being with us. Greg, do you mind joining us for our panel again, please? Thank you. Welcome back. And the next print, please. One second. Okay, this print scores 86, and I'm accepting that as a challenge, is it? But you have to press the button, and Mark is actually.
It says red.
Yeah, that red button is actually very,
Keep on pressing it till it
very like inviting you to press
Yes,
on it. And now is actually we have a 86, but judge number 2 in this instance, Mark. He's put a gold range in this image, and I'd like to see that actually what he likes to have, and he likes to challenge to the gold range.
Okay, I think there's a lot of elements here where the photographer has the really conscious choice of how he's framed it, in that not taking it right to the top, so you have that leading line coming out, giving us a little bit of space there. You know, that whole spiraling thing, you know, the Fibonacci spiral and everything else, but then also the intensity of what is, if we're looking up, a chocolate floorboards and then looking into the roof, or are we looking down? But I presume we're looking up. But that whole spiraling nature, and also just the fact that we do have black, white, we have a full range of tones, and just even down to the choice of the person's paper and everything else. I mean, the subtleties of the tones, the handling of the printing, and the design elements, and just the angle they've chosen to leave colours in, not to drop it to black and white, to leave it in those tones, I think deserves more than silver distinction. Did it get all? Silver distinction, I think it needs to go into gold, because there is, I don't know where to go with this as to what you could improve it, whether you change the subtleties of the grey that is surrounding the image, but that in itself leads and has an entry point and an ending point. So that's where I'd like everyone to come up to gold.
Thank you. And Craig, I would like to hear from you. You're in 82.
I'm listening, but I don't see gold. I see everything that you're saying. Yeah, I scored it an 82. I think silver distinction's definitely where it is worthy. I've underscored it a little bit, but I'm not sure about gold. I will add, maybe you can explain a little bit. There is some nice depth going on here with the blue receding. You got that warm bit of timber in the roof if we are looking up. I'm just listening a little bit further. I'm not sure I can add.
Thank you. And Rob, I would like to hear from you because of you placed this image in the quite a high merit, like 88 in the silver distinction range.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Mark. The the multiple lines of the different balconies going into that blue shape have incredible sort of depth and dramatic impact. And yeah, I can't see how you could improve it a hell of a lot more. It's quite an original concept as well.
Thank you. Mark, you have a right to reply.
And I guess there's also a little bit of we have the smoothness of the spiral going in, but then those diagonal lines coming as the balconies, the building changes its shape in nature as it goes further up, to the point where we're left with almost half a love heart with the blue sky looking through the window, and this other heart which is almost like yin and yang to the blue sky that's left there. And also the subtlety and the printing of the tones with the white ceiling on the left-hand side as you're looking up as well. And I think the photographer needs to be duly rewarded with a gold for being able for handling those tones and into the sky and the roof, and also possibly, you know, when it comes down to in these sort of interiors, with if we're looking up to a roof with the sky, picking the right time to get the balance between foreground, background and middle ground, and holding sharpness all the way through. I mean, it's a beautiful interpretation of that architectural design.
Thank you. And Mark, your score 92, say as it is, and rest of the judges, please re-enter your score. Apologies, it's 93. I change my glasses, or maybe I put them on. Now, this prints score 89, still in silver distinction range, but we're going to review this image later. Thank you, judges, and silver with distinction. Before we go further, I would like to have one quick judge change, please. Jackie, may I please have you back in the panel? And Ian, thanks for being with us sometime. And don't go too far, please. Thank you. Next print, please. This print, This print scores 83, silver award. And I'd like to have one quick comment from Jackie, please.
This image almost has a cartoonish sort of character. I would love to see the cue from the Qantas included in this picture. Oh, Qatar. Oh, Qatar. I thought it was a one world thing. It's Qatar, yes. I'd love to see the first letter. So too tightly cropped for me, but yeah, great image.
Thank you. And the next print, please. This print scores 82, silver award. And Greg, can I quickly have a comment for the image, please?
Look, I think it's very well seen and composed and all that stuff. I probably would like to see maybe just a little hook in there somewhere, maybe something in the window that is just well positioned and just kind of is a little bit quirky, you know, and I think it would just lift it.
Thank you. And next print, please. Print scores 82. But we got a challenge here. Craig, can you press that button, please? Thank you. And Craig is actually on 88. He placed this image in silver distinction range. And please talk to the print.
We stood there long enough looking at that. We were starting to build a narrative and the playfulness that's going on here. The photographer has taken, some due consideration to quite a few things. The lighting, for one, I think the lighting's really well controlled on multiple elements that you've got here, multiple people, so there's an amazing amount of control there. There's a quirky, funny little hook and narrative that's telling through the story, and there's playfulness, there's tension in one of the guys' faces. So there's this whole story of pizza building and the playfulness of having the kid in there in a child's in an adult world of cooking. And I really put that in that solid silver distinction for the mood, that control of the lighting, the styling, the posing. I'm really struggling to see why we don't see a silver distinction, so I've scored it an 88 and I'm asking you guys to come up.
It's Mark, it was coming to you.
Initially, yes, I did see that. Then looking, and I think this is the reason we were held there, is that we're trying to piece together the story and the reason for the image. There's so much it looks, the dough's in the air, there's fire in a wok, there's food flying, there's characters all there. But there isn't any continuity with the story with those characters. We've got watermelon mixed with pumpkin flying. We've got dough, but there's sort of half elements and a wok. Is it a Asian kitchen? Is it I don't understand the reason for the image existing. Yes, amazing elements. Yes, well done with the lighting. But as a clear communication in commercial photography, and especially as a commissioned piece, we're trying to extract why the image exists and why the elements are there. Because realistically, in a commercial image, every element is there for a reason. And as a photographer, we control and direct every element and bring it all together to create a clear piece of communication. And this is where technical execution is beautiful, but the story and the reason why is not as clear as it should be.
Jackie, you're in just very close to the average.
Yeah, I'd love to have gone up to a distinction. I'm finding the two adult males in the centre, with all this happening, you wouldn't be standing straight like that. There'd be some movement in the bodies. There'd be more movement in the bodies. So they're too static for what's happening in the room, in the kitchen. But anyway, an interesting image. It's all about the little boy with the dough, really, and everything else is superfluous.
Thank you. Greg, we can come back to you. Sorry, Craig. Craig and Greg, very similar in my pronunciation, sorry.
You've added some interesting elements there. You know, when we get children into cooking, just like Forrest Gump says, life's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. So when you have children, you know, if we're talking about a commissioned piece, where children get into a cooking situation, especially at this age, that playfulness and that innovative style of cooking that goes on with children, I really get that playfulness. I get that caricature action in the static elements of the adults in there, because the adults sort of freak out, but the kid knows exactly what he's doing. He's baking us a quirky pizza with watermelon. So I'm really rewarding that ingenuity, that craft, and uncertainty that photographer has brought to us about a child cooking a pizza. So look at the lighting, first of all. The composition, you got some beautiful leading lines going on there. And I'm keep going to that kid, and everything surrounds that child. With those beautiful leading lines, the composition, and that lighting. So I'm rewarding that photographer for silver distinction, and I ask you guys to come up with me to a silver distinction.
Okay, your score 88 remain as it is, and rest of the judges, please re-enter your new scores. Now this print scores 84. Silver award. It's 2 points make sometimes a big difference in the overall category. Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 77. Greg, one quick comment, please.
I would like to encourage the photographer to look at different times of day and the play of light on buildings. I think that what we're seeing here is just a little bit too flatly lit. Architecture like this actually needs a bit of contrast.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Okay, this print scored by majority 84. And we have a hand up straight away. Greg Hawkins on 91 in the gold range. And the Greg, like actually you're challenging this print. Yep. Yeah, you did. Yeah. Thank you. And please talk to the print.
As a commercial shot of a wine distributor, vineyard or whatever, this is just so eloquently done. It is just beautiful. The print quality, the visualization of what is a relatively simple subject, a simple environment, has been handled superbly. The overall print quality and the way that the exposure's been done in a situation where it is existing light, the way that's been handled is beautifully done. The attention to detail in the bottles and the spacing and the design, it's all excellent commercial practice. It fits within a genre of photography. We've all seen bottles of wine shot over the years in different ways, but this is so obvious that almost no one's kind of done it before in many ways, to actually approach wine photography like this. And the manufacturer of the wine would be delighted with the shot. The guy who did the flooring would be delighted with the shot, and the guy who did the shelving. It just ticks so many boxes commercially for the product. And I think that's a very important thing. And just the overall print quality alone is excellent. Yeah. So I encourage people that we, at 84, we are really doing this a disservice. At least put it in silver with distinction, but I encourage everyone to have a close look at this. I think this is a gold.
Jackie, you're in 81.
Yeah, I've been a bit harsh, I think. Having a closer look at the bottles, I'm really enjoying the way they're all at different angles. They're not just cloned. And I'm enjoying the lighting as well on the floor. So I'm going to go up.
Rob, can we hear from you? You're in 87.
I'm in agreement with Greg here. I love the warm colour balance. You've got those 4 downlights projecting 4 little pools of light onto the floor. You've got the subtle shadows under each shelf. All the bottles are slightly, as Jackie says, it's they're not shot square on. You can see how there's a little bit of, they're pointing. There's a little bit of wide angle perspective on each bottle. I can't see how you could improve it. I think it deserves a gold.
Greg, you're the last man.
Look, I think we've all had the opportunity to have a second look at this, and I think we should just consider where we put this, and I'd like to see it in the gold category.
Thank you, and your score 91 remain as it is, and rest of the judges, please re-enter your score. Now, this print score by majority 90, Gold Award. Well done. Congratulations to the author. Next print, please. bucket. Fish bucket. Charlie bucket. Small bucket. Thank you. Very nice. What color is it? Because I don't do anything in red or green. It has to be yellow or blue. Yeah, fine. It's because doing my business. I agree with you. This print score 79. Going to review it by us again later on. But I'd like to have one quick comment from Craig, please.
I think just there's some highlights that are blown out, so better control of light, and the betting board in the background is just blown out. So for me, and I think better detail on that.
Thank you. Next print, please. This print scores 78. And may I please have a quick comment from Mark?
The fisheye look inside a warehouse always looks so amazing and dramatic. I think this image, if it was a little bit more punchy and contrasty in the concrete floor, and also if the angle, that center beam looking down that row was the flat horizontal point, I think it would have lifted the image so much more, because we're a little bit disconcerted by this falling off to the right of that center beam above the corridor.
Thank you. Next print, please. And this print scores 78. May I have one quick comment from Rob, please?
This appears to be a composite image, but I would like to see the background a little bit more out of focus to make it seem more believable. It almost looks like it's got a dropped-in look to it. So if you're shooting an aircraft that close, you expect the background to be more out of focus to make it look believable.
Thank you. And next print, please. please. No, no, I'm waiting for my bucket. Very tempting. Very tempting. If I can just, maybe. This print scores 79 by majority. Okay, and I accept the score. And can I have a quick word from Mark, please?
I think we were left wanting more, and for me the lights in the top of the image are a little bit muddy when I think it would have benefited the image by them being a clean white, because they come up against the matte and they just look dirty. That and there's some element of Christmas that I think needed to be, that the industrial whatever it is just lacking, and I don't know whether it's too close or, but there is another aspect we're looking at it. It's a bit flat.
Okay.
Just from the perspective.
Thank you. And it's going to be reviewed again by us a bit later. Next print, please. And this print scores 78, and I'm going to have one quick comment from Greg, please.
I think the photographers got the camera position right, but the time of day and contrast is what has needed to be worked on.
Thank you. And next print, please. In fact, this concludes our the subcategory. Thanks for your time and effort, judges. But we're going to do reviews very shortly. And if you stay here for another minute or two, and it's ready. Ready to go right now, and be starting now. And would you, now is actually, if you'd like to get your cards. And what we're going to ask, and this print scored actually like 79, 84, 89, or 94. And we're asking that actually if you think that actually it's worth for going another merit level up. And the first. Okay. Okay, judges. The first print, please. This one is currently in 84, seeking for 85 silver distinction. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And this goes to another level up. And also, may I please ask judges that actually when you're just clear the area for our lovely audience to see them as well, because of they as much as eager as you are to see the image. Thank you very much. And this one scored 85. Next print, please. This is currently at 84 and seeking for silver distinction. And it's got it, yeah, new silver with distinction. Next print, please. And this print's currently at 84 and seeking for silver with distinction. And got silver at distinction, thank you. And next print, please. This one is currently in 79 and seeking for 80. No, stays in 79. Next print, please. This is at currently 84, seeking for 85. It's 85 now, silver with distinction. Thank you, judges. Next print, please. This print currently in 89, silver with distinction and chasing for gold. And yes, got the gold award with 90. Next print, please. This print currently in 84 with silver award, seeking for silver with distinction. No, stays in silver. Next print, please. This print currently in 79, seeking for 80, silver award. No, it actually stays in 79. This print currently in 79, seeking for 80. This print currently in 79, seeking for 80. No, stays in 79. Thank you, judges. And next print, please. And nothing else left. And thank you very much for your help. And I would like to get a big applause for our judges. And also, I would like to invite our print handlers at the back. Print handlers, please. Just come in here, please. 1 second, show your beautiful hands. Without their hands and your help, we can't do it. Thank you very much. And this is the end of our commercial category. Thanks for being with us. And and 2:15, if you like pet and animals, this is the place to be. And I'll see you then.